What's happening, everybody? It's Eric from the MMG. Welcome to our channel. Happy to have you here. We're talking Dune Awakening. I'm going to give you some tips and tricks for getting started in the desert life here in Dune. The first one, fairly simple, but not exactly straightforward. If you are playing with friends and you want to invite them to a group, you have to actually toggle it on to visually see them. It is very, very, very helpful. I can't say that enough. And to do that, you need to go down here then down here towards the bottom, you're going to see show friendly indicators. That is off by default. You want to turn that on, and then as you can see, the people in your group will have numbers above their head. Makes it much easier to find everybody. So that is the first tip. Second tip is pretty early on in the game, you're going to find that you need a lot of health kits and bandages. And pretty early on, you're going to unlock the ability to craft the second health kit, which is... let me find it. Which is right here, the Health Kit Mark II. Now, while it is nice being able to heal yourself, the Health Kit Mark II takes micro sandwich fabric, and you're going to need a ton of it. And so I recommend not actually learning this. I'd say you just keep using your regular health kit. It's not that big of a difference in health, and these just take plant fiber, which is a very, very common resource that you will find plenty of. So that's the second tip. Don't get all excited to make the health kit right away, because you are just going to be putting yourself in a micro sandwich fabric deficit constantly. All right, the next tip, if you come up to your journey tab up here, and then you'll have your journey, which these are kind of cool. You can see what you need to do to get these unlocked if you're looking for the XP rewards. But right here are the contracts. You're going to start getting a lot of these a little bit after the beginning part of the game, and I didn't know this at first, but when you have one of these and you get it done, you can turn it in right here. You can contact the issuer. This will be filled in. You don't have to go back to the station to turn it in, which is amazing. All right, the next tip is when you get your bike here, you definitely need to make this tool right here, the vehicle backup tool. You can make this, and what it allows you to do is you can pick your bike up. So if you look at your bike, you can store it, and then all you have to do is pull the tool back out like I have here, and you can put it back down anywhere. This way your bike, you can take it wherever you want, and you can store it. You don't have to worry about it getting weathered, or you don't have to worry about forgetting where you parked it. It's amazing. Make sure you make that tool so you can do this with your bike. All right, the next tip is for melee combat. You're going to start running into these guys with melee weapons and shields that you can't hurt with basic attacks. They can be very, very annoying. I definitely recommend you have a sword. A melee weapon is the easiest way to deal with these shields. And then don't forget to use your ult to evade their attacks like this. Sometimes when they hit you, like this, it chains them, and you have to use ult. You can't get your block up in time. Now, if you time your block perfectly like that, you'll stun them. But if they do a super attack, then they'll go right through your block. So the easiest way to deal with these melee guys is to have a melee weapon out yourself, hit the block just right, you'll stun them, and then you hold the attack button down, and do the red attack, and that will go through their shields and hurt them. That's how you can take them out. Alright, the next tip is in regards to the story progression here. You start out with your makeshift armor, then you make this scavenger armor, which is fine, and then after that you make some still suit armor, which I love, definitely recommend it. And then it's going to, for the third round, it's going to have you make some more armor. I recommend that you don't make that third set of armor, that you stay in your still suit armor, because the water gain and retention is by far much better than the little bit of armor that you get. Now, if you are more of a melee combat person, up close and personal, it may be worth it for you, but I think for most people, you want to stay in the still suits and not upgrade. I mean, you have to make the third suit, but don't destroy your still suit, because I think everybody in my guild has switched back because they realize it's such a pain in the butt to manage your water when it's so much easier in the still suit. My next tip is in regard to the worm. When you start to cross the open desert, you're going to see a little bar pop up here right below your biker, or right below in the middle of your screen there. And the more red and the faster it is, the closer the worm is to getting you. See right here means he's getting close, which means you need to get to hard land very, very soon. Otherwise, you're going to get eaten. There's the worm coming up right there. Second thing I want to mention, in the beginning area, the worm is very easy. It's kind of a joke almost. You really have to mess up to get eaten by it. Now, when you start to go up to the higher difficulties, and I'm talking mostly about the second land and above, so Eastern, Vermilius Gap, that area, it gets a lot harder. And you want to be a lot more careful. We've all been eaten by the worm now at this point. We all were laughing about how easy it was in the first area. He's not so easy in the second area. So just be careful, be cautious. The worm does evolve as you evolve in the game. It gets harder and harder. All right, everybody, that wraps up our tips and tricks for Dune Awakening, your beginner guide. Don't forget, if you need a guild, join us on the Indris server, the Leg. We are always looking for new members. We are the MMG, or the Mature-Minded Gamers. Join our Discord in the video description to chat and game with us. Thanks for watching, everybody. Have yourself a great day.